Boker Tov, everyone. We are going to start our Shabbat service on page 192, trying to acknowledge the sacred space that surrounds all of us and that all of us together create every time that we gather to pray. Ma tovu alecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Israel. Turn our Sidurim to page 194, and I invite you to take a moment to daven silently the prayer, the blessing for the well-functioning of our bodies, and to take a moment to think about your body, to think about maybe a part of your body that needs some special attention, and to exercise gratitude and healing while thinking about your vessel. ברוך אתה אדוני רופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. And as we move forward in this morning of Shabbat, the connection between our bodies and our souls is our breath. Between our neshama and our guf is our neshima, our breath. So I invite you, before we do the blessing for our neshamot, for our souls, to take a deep breath 196.
Elohai neshama shenatata bi teorahi. 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 Elohai neshama shenatata bi
Source of all creation, sovereign of all souls, praise are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nefesh kol chai, beruach kol basar ish. We turn our Sidurim to page 198 for the blessing for the daily miracles. And as we follow the words of our tradition, I invite you to think about your daily miracles, the things that make your routine, your life possible.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who frees the captive.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who lifts up the fallen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who stretches the earth over the waters. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, who strengthens our steps. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Marish harumim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten li'ayev koach. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, amamir shenamen la'yot nomam yafafad. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'tzelem Elohim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani b'et chorim. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asani Yisrael. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Ozer Yisrael b'gvura.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam,
Ozer Yisrael b'tifara.
The blessing for the study of Torah is on page 204. Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. O Adonai, our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel may know you. By studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed Torah le'amo Israel. Between pages 206, 207, and maybe on 211, you can find short pieces for the study of Torah. I invite you to dedicate to yourself a moment for silent Torah study. Page 212, the blessing for the Psukei, the Simbra, the portion of the service in which we undertake the challenge of uplifting our souls. Baruch she'amar vaya olam,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch Oseh Bereshit,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch Omer ve'oseh, Baruch Gozer u'mekayem,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch merachem al haaretz,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch merachem al habriot,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch meshalem sachar tov leriaf,
Baruch Hu,
Baruch chai la'at v'kayam la'netzach,
Baruch Shemo,
Baruch kodeh u'matzil baruchu, Baruch Shemo. With songs of praise we extol you and proclaim your sovereignty, for you are the source of life in the universe. One God, life of the universe. Praise and glorious ruler, your name is eternal. Blessed are you, Adonai, sovereign, who is glorified through praise. Baruch atah Adonai, melech meulal batishbachot.
Amen.
We open the Psukei, the Simbra, the songs of praise, in Shabbat morning with Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat on page 214.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Alay, 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 alay. Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir
Leyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat, Yalay, 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 yalay.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shivcha elyon, להגיד בבוקר חסדיך, ואמונתך בלילות. לעזור ולנבל, היגיון וחידון. לעזור ולנבל, היגיון וחידון.
Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat,
Mizmor
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, יאללה 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 יאללה.
בחצות אלוהינו יפריחו, אריה נורא ושיבה, ושנים ברעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישן אדוני, צורי ולא עוולה תבוא.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת, at the top of page 215. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלע, אשרי יושבי ביתך עוד יהללוך סלע, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו, אשרי העם שככה לו, אשרי העם שאדוני אלוהיו. Between pages 215 and 216, you can continue with the traditional reading of Ashrei, or otherwise, alternatively, take a moment for yourself to think about what brings joy, what makes you joyful in your life. The bottom of page 216.
תהילת אדוני ידע בפי ויברך כל בשר שם קודשו לעולם, לעולם בהר אנחנו נברכך מעתה
עד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, תהילת אדוני ידע בפי ויברך כל בשר של קודשו לעולם, לעולם בהר ואנחנו נברך יד מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה, 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 ואנחנו נברך יד מעתה ועד עולם. הללויה, הללויה, הללויה. On page 218, Hallelujah. When we find ourselves short with our words and even with our metaphors, so we let our prayers lead that deep sense of thanksgiving, of gratitude that we don't really know how to express. Ilu finu male shira kayam. We're on page 220.
שבח כמרחבי רקיע ועינינו מאירות כשמש וחי הירח וידינו פרוסות כנשבי שמיים ורגלינו קלות כיערות אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך אדוני Adonai Eloheinu ואלוהי אבותינו. אין אנחנו מספיקים להודות לך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו.
We turn our Sidurim to page 222 for the blessing that concludes the Psukei de Simbra. Please join me. שוכנת מרום בקדוש שמו, בכתוב רנו צדיקים באדוני, לישרים נבע תהילה, בפי ישרים תתהלל, ובדברי צדיקים תתברך, ובלשון חסידים תתרומם, ובקרב קדושים תתקדש, ובמקלות רבבות עמך בית ישראל, מרינה את פעל שמך מלכנו בכל דור ודור, ישתבח שמך לעד מלכנו, האל המלך הגדול והקדוש בשמיים ובארץ. כי לך נאה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, שינו שמך לב ושמרה, עושו ממשלה, נצח גדולה וגבורה, תהילה ותפארת קדושה ומלכות, ברכות בהודעות מעתה ועד עולם. ברוך אתה אדוני אל מלך גדול בתשבחות, אל ההודעות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי שמרה, מלך אל חי העולמים.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יפרח ירותי וימליך מלכותי, וחייכון וביומכון וחייתך בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמרה מבורך לעולם ולעול בעלמיה, יתברך יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמר קדושה בריחו, לילה מנקו וחטא ושירתה, תושבחתה ולחמתה, תמירן בעלמה, ואמרו
Amen. We're on page 226. Please rise as we ask together as a community for the gates of prayer to be open before us and within us. We're on page 228. Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu
melech haolam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Yotzer אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום, שלום ובורא את הכל. יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום, שלום ובורא את הכל. ובורא את הכל.
We praise Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created. May they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praise are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Baruch atah Adonai, yotzer hameorot. As we turn our Sidurim to page 230. Before the Shema, we start thinking about a deep love, an everlasting love, Ava Rava. We start thinking about the places in which we find the divine presence, the divine love. If you are wearing a talit, you can put the four corners of your talit together as we move forward into the Shema. I am at the bottom of page 230. Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name, that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praised be you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love. Baruch atah Adonai, הבוחר בעמו ישראל, באהבה. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. On page 234.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושילמתם לבניך, ודיברתם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Adonai said to Moses as follows, "Speak to the Israelite people and instruct them to make for themselves fringes on the corners of their garments throughout the ages. Let them attach a cord of blue to the fringe at each corner. That shall be your fringe. Look at it and recall all the commandments of Adonai and observe them, so that you do not follow your heart and eyes in your lustful urge. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. אמת ביציב ובחביב ונורא, באדיר וטוב ויפה, הדבר הזה עלינו לעולם ועד. We continue with the silent reading over page 238, or alternatively, you can read on page 239. And because it is a new calendar year, we want to do something new. So as you turn your Sidurim to page 240 for Micha Mocha, I want to teach you a very simple melody. I will sing it all the way through once, and then we are going to sing it together. Actually, it's not just I, we are going to sing it together, right? It's a we, it's a we. You know, I just came this morning with this sense of renewal. I told Abby, I think we need to do a different Micha Mocha. And
I was feeling it too.
yeah, and she was okay with that. From the beginning. יהי כמוך באלים אדוני, יהי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. יהי כמוך באלים אדוני, יהי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. שירה חדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים, יחד כולם עולו המליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל, עובדנו מך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ילאי דלי ידלי די די די, ילאי דלי די ידלי די די די, ילאי די 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 ידלי די די, ילאי דלי די די די, ילאי דלי ידלי די די. Please rise. ידלי די די די, ילאי דלי ידלי די די, ילאי די 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 ידלי די די די, ילאי דלי די 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 די, ילאי די די די, ילאי דלי די די די, ילאי די די די, ילאי la 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 la, Baruch atah Adonai Gad Israel. We turn our Sidurim to page 242 for Tfilat Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Bekonei Hakol, Bezocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, Umevei Gula Nifnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer u'Mashiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Ata Givor Leolam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Ata, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach u'Marid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבולות ומי
תצמיח ישועה,
ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל.
ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים.
נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו
בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא ששא ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו ואדיר, שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו ומלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ורחמיו לאין כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיך, תמלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד עוד לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד עוד לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם ועד. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד עוד לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור, נגיד עוד לך. ולנצח נצחים, ולנצח נצחים, קדושתך, קדושתך נקדיש. בשבחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We continue with the Amidah in silence. אלוהינו ולאי אבותינו, אמותינו, רוצים ונוחתנו, קדשנו מצוותיך ותחלקנו בתורתך ושבענו מטובך, בזמנכנו וישועתך ותאר לבנו לאהבך באמת, בהנכלנו אדוני אלוהינו ובא ורצון שבת קודשך, והניחו בישראל בקדשי שבת ברוך אתה אדוני לקדש רבה. רצה אדוני אלוהיך וסלח. ותחזירנו אלינו בשלך ולציון. מדהימה אנחנו לך שאתה אדוני אלוהינו באלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו לעולם ועד צור חיינו מגן שלנו. ציון שלום טובה וברכה. יהי לרצון אמרי פי, בהגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני, סורי וגואלי. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We are at the bottom of page 260.
שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 יאללה לי 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 Yalla lay 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 lay, yalla lay lay, yalla lay 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 lay, yalla lay 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 lay, yalla lay 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 lay. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל.
We turn our Sidurim to page 362 in order to start our Torah service. Please rise as we open the Ark.
אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים. ברוך שנתן תורה תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה תורה לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו גדול אדוננו גדול שמו. גדלו לאדוני
איתי,
ולרוממה שמו יחדיו. לך אדוני הגידונה והגיבונה,
Shalom, Ken, how are you? בשמיים ובארץ, כל בשמיים ובארץ. כאן אדוני אמר לך, בכל שבת שלום בכל לך, שלום לילה ולא עולה
I'm sick. Shabbat Shalom. Hi. I'm so good. How are you? I'm getting over a cold, so I can't shake.
You may be seated. May be seated. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Toda Rabba, Toda Rabba. It's nice to be home. You may be seated, and we are going to talk Torah for a couple of minutes, so we'll take care of business later, okay? We'll make sure that we have all those that will come for an Aliyah, Laila, later. Awesome. I was trying not to be specific. But let's take care of business later. Okay, awesome. So I was in a vacation through, so I'm not sure what Torah portion we are reading this week. What? Ba'era, which basically is about okay, that's totally a part. And you know what? And that might be the core of our Torah portion, but I actually want to explore the second sentence of our Torah portion, which is the third of the 6th chapter of the book of Shemot, of Exodus, which is the third. I was right. Okay. וידבר אלוהים אל משה ויאמר אליו, אני אדוני. אני, and God will speak to Moses, and he will say to him, I am Adonai, which basically is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Ba'era, which means, and I appeared, I showed myself, El Abraham, El Yitzchak, Be'el Yaakov, and he also meant to our mothers. It's not written here, but he also meant to Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah, Zilpah, Bilhah, and all the mothers that we have. We have many mothers in the Jewish people. Be'el Shaddai. I appeared to him as El Shaddai. El Shaddai, how would you translate that? As a powerful God, as a God of war, of power, like Adonai Tzbaot, a God of war. ובשמי י' ה' ו' ה' אדוני לא נודעתי להם. I didn't share that name, but they says לא נודעתי, and they didn't know that name of mine. Now, what is he talking or she talking about?
Reveal my true essence.
I didn't reveal my true essence, which basically means
It's not power, but it's about existence, about becoming.
it's not about power, it's about existence, it's about becoming. I pretty much identify with that statement. But what God basically is saying is that the parents, our forefathers, they experienced a very different God from the one that I want you to know. So what God they experienced? What kind of divine experience they had? The idols? Well, the Midrash...
Way back when?
Well, in Lech Lecha, which is the third Torah portion of the book of Genesis, if I think I'm right, we actually learned that Abraham cuts away from the idols, and most of the time they sustain that idea. But they experienced God, and I think that the word idols is a very important one, in a very, say, tangible. In a very tangible way, you're right. They experienced God, so they couldn't separate from that physical presence or perception so easily. They need something tangible. It turns out, we can talk about that later, that we all do. We all need tangible things in order to enhance some of our experiences. Rabbi Art, you wanted to say something.
Well, I would say that what's interesting to me is that our forefathers and foremothers experienced God as promises being made to them. And now, God is saying to Moses and the slaves, you will experience me as someone who fulfills my promises. Now, what's ironic about that is that God says, they knew me as El Shaddai, the powerful one. He's going to do the exact opposite. Now he's going to show them how powerful he is.
Good, very interesting point. So let me ask you something. What did we learn about? What happened? When did we speak about the Asneh Aboer, the burning bush? When did it happen? The burning bush. Yeah, it was a Torah portion ago. It's in Exodus chapter 3. Exodus chapter 3, we learn about the burning bush, the Asneh Aboer. And basically, Moses is doing his shepherd work when he was in the land of Jethro, and all of a sudden he realizes God's existence. And he says, and they start this conversation. We had a very long talk about this specific conversation in Yom Kippur this year actually. And when God tells him, go and tell the people of Israel that I will redeem them, that everything is going to be fine, Moses says, they won't believe me. They won't trust me. Tell me your name. And what name he gets? What name he gets? Ehyeh Asher Ehyeh. I will be what I will be, which is basically Yud Hei Vav Hei, is Adonai, is this idea of the God of existence, the God of becoming, the God of the Spirit, not this tangible thing. Why I'm sharing that? Because the Midrash of Rabbi Shimon says something very interesting about the beginning of our Torah portion. I went one Torah portion back. We are back in our Torah portion this week. The Midrash says that for our fathers, God was able to reveal himself as he is, without making any miracle or any bush to burn, or without making a huge a huge cloud to follow. It was simpler for them. It was straightforward because they believed in God. That's what the Midrash says. In contraposition, the Midrash says that for the prophets, and Moses is a prophet, for the prophets, God needed to work harder. They needed to show himself and his power through nature. Now, that's a very interesting perspective. I think it's the opposite. I think that our parents, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they needed something very tangible. God for them was like a friend, was a figure that they spoke with. And that worked for a tradition of individuals. But once you turn into a people, the divine idea needs to switch. Each of the individuals of these people needs to be able to find the divine presence. And therefore, God needs to present himself in a different way and needs to be found in different places, in different experiences. I think that one of the wonderful things about this Torah portion is the announcement that the divine presence is not found through the mediation of an individual in our tradition. We don't need rabbis, we don't need prophets. We don't really need all these figures in order to find a real relationship and real connection with God. We just need to be aware of this existence, of this call that we discussed many times, this ayeka question, this where are you question that is being asked from the moment of creation to each of us, and be able to listen just to a question and try to answer the best we can. So with awareness to this idea that starts to be discussed in this Torah portion more deeply, and is going to accompany the entire Torah until the very end, we are going to read Parashat Vayera. Rabbis, readers, now you can talk to each other.
Now I can come up.
Good. Now,
No,
no, we're going to discuss Pirkei Avot later on. Come on. Go.
Yam Tu, Herschel ben Abraham, Florence, HaKohen,
Sarah.
Feifel ben Shlomo, Henry Cohn, Felix Livitz, and Sarah.
okay.
Okay. Got that
We're on
one?
page 420.
Yeah, you gave me those. Sarah Adat, Bat Avraham Avinu, the Sarah Amenu, chanting Torah. That's me. Sarah Adat. Yeah.
You can point the reading here. Puedes ver ahí el Moshe. And
Page 4.
Baruch hu et Adonai habarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torto. Baruch atah Adonai
Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vedaber Elohim el Moshe vayomer elav ani Adonai vayera el Avraham el Yitzhak ve'el Yaakov ve'el Shaddai ushmi יראתי איתם לתת להם את ארץ כנען, את ארץ מגוריהם אשר גרו בה, וגם אני שמעתי את נאקת בני ישראל אשר מצרים מעבידים אותם, ואזכור את בריתי.
יישר כוח.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nota b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
אמן. יישר כוח. יישר כוח. יישר כוח. יישר כוח.
דוד ומשה בן יחיאל וסוכה.
אוקיי.
Barbara Rosen, Marvin.
יישר כוח. Stay nearby. Stay nearby.
And Harav Aharon ben Mordechai Halevi Vitova, Rabbi Arlene reading, chanting Torah. Column, we're in the first column on page 420, fifth line into the sentence.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chavonu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torah. Baruch atah Adonai
נותן התורה.
אמן. לכן אמור לבני ישראל, אני אדוני, וחוצאתי אתכם מתחת תבלות מצרים, וחילצתי אתכם מעבודתם, וגאלתי אתכם בזרוע נטויה ובשבטים גדולים. ולקחתי אתכם לי לעם, וחייתי לכם לאלוהים, וידעתם אני אדוני, כי אני אדוני אלוהיכם, המוציא אתכם מתחת סבלות מצרים, והבאתי אתכם אל הארץ אשר נשאתי את ידי לתת אותה לאברהם, ליצחק וליעקב, ונתתי אותה לכם מורשה, אני אדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheikem melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam notar b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai
נותן התורה. אמן.
Yashakah. Yamdu, Bracha Bat Sivi Kohen, Menucha, Baruch Le Ben Eli Ufreda, Yikasiel Gabriel Ben Baruch Alevi, Tisirel Leah Nachuma,
איפה אתה?
Barbara Levine, Bruce Meltzer, Stephen Velasco. No? Too many, huh?
No, she's the reader.
Nitza is the reader. Nitza.
Nitza Bat Aviv Vitova, chanting Torah.
Baruch
Adonai habarach, Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai
נותן
noten
התורה.
Verse 9.
Yeah, verse 9.
Okay. Okay, the blessing for the Torah was done already, Laila. The blessing for the Torah was done already. We start with the reading with all those that came up to the Torah. Just go.
וידבר משה
please no.
כן אל בני ישראל, ולא שמעו אל משה מקוצר רוח ומעבודה קשה. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, בוא דבר אל פרעה מלך מצרים, וישלח את בני ישראל מארצו. וידבר משה אל אדוני, לפני אדוני, לאמור, הן בני ישראל לא שמעו אליי, ואיך ישמעני פרעה, ואני ערל שפתיים.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, b'chayei olam notah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. So I want to use this opportunity, as we call those that come up to the Aliyat a maftir. I want to teach you something. I want to use the opportunity to teach you something. Once we do a blessing, we go and we perform the activity for which we did the blessing. That's what we are commanded by our tradition to do. So then we need to prioritize. For example, if we realize that there is a little mistake, we can disregard the mistake, let it go, we keep going, and then we rectify whatever we need to rectify. I want everybody to be able to come up to a Torah. So if we miss somebody, call them later again, or we call more comers to the Torah, okay? So we are going to call for the Aliyat Amaftir.
Right. Okay. Yamdu, Tzidel Rivka, Bat Shmuel, Velea, Baruch Leib, Ben El Yifreda, Lila Pesner, Bruce Meltzer.
We're on page 448.
448. The Maftir will be chanted by Mordechai Ben Yehuda, Yechaya Kela, our own Mark Phillip.
Verse 33.
Baruch Adonai mevorach leolam ba'ed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher b'chabanu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. V'yatzeh Moshe me'im Paro et ha'ir, v'yifros kapav el Adonai, v'yachdalu hakolot habarad, umatar lo nitach arza, v'yar Paro ki chadal, hamatar habarad hakolot, v'yosef lachator, v'yich ben libuchu v'avodav, v'yechezach lifnei Paro, v'lo shilach et b'nei Yisrael kasher diber Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Shar koach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natah b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Torah.
Those who came for an aliyah. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah. Hu yivarech et kol hakarim asher alu hayom likvod hamakom, likvod haTorah, likvod haShabbat. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yivarech otam ve'et mishpachotam, v'yishlach bracha v'chatzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yedehem im kol Yisrael ehechem v'nomar.
Amen.
Amen. May He bless our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Bless all of those who have come for an aliyah with reverence for God and respect for the Torah and Shabbat. May the Holy One bless them and their families and prosper all their deeds together with all our fellow Jews everywhere. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. And while the Torah is out, prayer for healing. Mishaberach Avotenu v'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, V'Leah. Hu yivarech et
Kathy Range.
Ed Rosenthal.
And Dana Kadeval, who is right now in a surgery.
Who is?
Dana Kadeval.
Dana.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yimale Rachamim Alehem Lehachalimam Ulrapotam Ulhachazikam V'lishlach Lachem Mehera Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim Refuat HaNefesh Refuat HaGuf Ashta B'Gala V'Zman Kariv V'Nomar
Amen.
Amen. May the one who bless our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah bless and heal all those whose names were mentioned, together with all those others who are in need of healing. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen.
Please rise for Agba Anglilila. Besot HaTorah Asher Sad Moshe Lifnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai Beyad Moshe Ashlosha Devarim Ashlosha Devarim Ashlosha Devarim Haolam Omer Ashlosha Devarim Ashlosha Devarim Ashlosha Devarim Haolam Omer Al HaTorah ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הגמילות חסדים על שלושה דברים על שלושה דברים שלושה דברים העולם אומר על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים על התורה ועל העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. You may be seated. Oh. Rabbi Art. So you start on there. רוצה לשבת פה? יפה לך, אבל אתה צריך מייקרופון. בסדר, נעשה את זה.
לא צריך.
אתה חייב.
אין צורך.
אתה חייב לטובת
בסדר גמור.
ה-viewers.
כן, כן, בסדר.
So, if you have any challenge, I can, you know, the joke about Shakespeare translated to Yiddish and better. So if you need anything, I can translate for you.
Shakespeare translate.
When the edition of one of the Shakespeare's book came in Yiddish, was written in the front page. Shakespeare translated and bettered to Yiddish. So if you need any translation, I can.
Okay, so we have a little technical issue here. Although your paper says chapter 2, verse 5 and 6, you actually don't have 5 and 6. You have 6 and 7. And 5 is pretty important. So I'll just tell you 5, and we'll talk about 5, and if we have time to get to 6, we'll do 6. Okay, so chapter 5 says, Hillel Omer, al tifrosh min hatzibur. Hillel says, do not separate yourself from the community. Why? That's my question.
What's the problem with separating yourself from the community? And should I give him the microphone so?
No, exactly.
No? Okay. Or maybe I'll just repeat. So you said if you separate yourself, then you are much weaker? And the community is weaker. Okay. And that was really I was hoping that somebody like you, a community leader, would point out that it's not about yourself. It's not primarily about don't separate yourself from the community because it's not good for you, but because it's not good for the community. The community needs all of our participation, and the world needs, no matter how bad you think things are going, we're not allowed to say, I'm done with that, or the world is hopeless. It's for us to contribute.
What about what community gives to you? What about that part? Because in the rabbinical tradition, we know, for example, that some prayers you can do. Some prayers you can do. It's not working, right? Yes. It is working. Okay. So we know, for example, that there are some prayers. When prayers were fixed in Masechet Brachot, we know that some prayers you can do individually, but the rabbinical tradition didn't trust individuals to perform all the prayers in their own, so they created the minyan and all kind of community structures to assure that actually the individuals will perform certain things. So there's another side that I think is important in the equation of Al tifrosh mi'atzibur, don't separate yourself from the community, in which the community helps you keep your internal lines and your mental health sanity. When you are on your own for a very long time and you are completely separated, it can be terrible. It can be very bad. So we need others. We need the interaction with others. And we find that interaction in the community, but tzibur, in sharing public activities.
And I would add, if we see somebody else separating themselves from the community, we need to reach out to them, both on behalf of the community so it's not weakened, and on behalf of the individual so that we help them.
Which is a very important point in our case, in which we have in our community people that are very lonely. They are very lonely. They can't commute. They are getting old. And even if they don't want, they are by force separated from the tzibur, from the rest of the public. So there is a question about the community, making sure that we don't let them transgress in this idea of separation from the community by reaching out to them and being with them.
Okay, let's go on. Ve'al ta'amin be'atzmecha ad yom motcha. Don't believe in yourself until the day of your death. Any thoughts on what that might mean?
I will pass the microphone.
What does it mean to believe in yourself? Isn't that a good thing? Shouldn't we all believe in ourselves, have self-confidence?
Yes, that we are in the era of just believe in yourself, like you are the best thing ever.
Okay, so any other, so that's one point.
This is just my interpretation. One's self changes minute by minute, even second by second, but at the point of death, that's pretty much it. So it's probably most legitimate at that point to say believe in yourself, because that's it.
Okay, other thoughts?
Couldn't you wait for somebody in the middle?
So it seems to me that if you wait until that final minute, that final second, if you believe in yourself, then there's no time to do anything about it. And we're a religion of doers. It's not enough to just believe in yourself. It's not enough to say things and make promises. So at your final stage, it's too late. You'd have all good intentions but no actions.
Okay, so two commentaries that I found indicate that don't focus on it's not the focus is not on the until your day of death, the focus is on believing in yourself. Namely, don't be arrogant. The pious ones can't assume that they have the right answers, that they are doing the right thing. We have to guard against sin during our entire life. And we should not be confident to the extent that we don't question ourselves. We must always ask, what are our motivations? Why am I doing this? Am I doing it for the right reason, for example? Okay, so don't be stuck up, don't be too self-assured.
Maybe one comment on that context is that our tradition also teaches that you can't do teshuvah until your very last day. You can exercise repentance and modify yourself until your very last day. So and I think that the believe in yourself is not in the new agey way in which we are thinking about this right now. It has to do with the idea of don't think that you own the truth. Because at the moment that you believe that you own the truth, so there is no place for you to modify yourself anymore. There's no place for you to change. And the person who has no ability to change or to modify him or herself is spiritually gone. And that's, I think, one of the possibilities for this verse.
Okay. Ve'al tadin et chavercha ad shetagia limkomo. Don't judge your fellow until you arrive at his place. Why not? What's the problem with that?
You have a microphone yourself. I know. So I'm not going to.
Well, problem? There's no problem with that. No, it's saying like you can't. Who are you to judge somebody if you haven't experienced what they have?
Because
you have no idea what they've been through to make them do the things that they do.
Okay, so we can't judge them until they know what they actually have gone through, right? We don't have the information.
There's a reason for everything, and it's important to understand the reason behind a certain, action.
Okay. So people's actions result from conditions and circumstances that if we don't know what they are because we haven't experienced them, then our judgment may be faulty. Okay, hold on. Here. Okay.
Look at it as exercise. Okay. What do you do then when there is a situation that's not right? You don't question that or criticize that. If there's an action that you know is not right, you just keep your mouth shut and not.
Well, I think it depends on which action we're talking about. But we have an obligation to give people the benefit of the doubt. Now, if we clearly see the action or we know that the action is wrong and we are justified based on the information we have through personal observation or reliable sources that it's wrong, then we can. Okay, so yes, this is a general principle, but it doesn't mean we can never judge anyone else's actions. Okay. That's an excellent topic, which maybe someday we can talk about. What does Judaism say about when you can judge somebody and on what basis? But there's another important reason why we can't, or shouldn't in general, why we shouldn't judge others if we're not in their place. And that is because we don't know how we would react if we were in their place. We can't be so self-righteous to say, I wouldn't do that if I were them, because you might if you were faced with their circumstances.
Thank you. Example of difference between intent and action. We had a situation years ago when I was working in discipline in a county department where we had someone who just lost their temper, threw a stapler at somebody and narrowly missed them. What people did not generally know is that this person was suffering from a severe mental illness and was becoming delusional. Even though she had to be handled in terms of the action she committed, there were also some actions later on when the situation was recognized to help her out. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. ואל תאמר דבר שאי אפשר לשמוע, שסופו להישמע. So this one, I need a little help with this, but literally I would translate it as, do not say anything that's impossible to be observed or understood or heard, but eventually it will be. Now, I think what the sages are saying is, don't say something, assuming that people will understand it later, because there's a danger of misinterpretation. If you are too obscure at the beginning, you can't rely on them to properly get the point later.
So how does it work with Naseh v'Nishma?
We will do and we will obey.
We will listen later on.
Okay. Well, because we will do what we hear and we won't question it initially. I don't know if the two are related.
No.
Okay, now here's another. So you heard I said it. This is not modern Hebrew, but another translation that I saw was do not abandon the new simply because it is new. And the point of that is that wisdom is often at odds with accepted knowledge. In other words, we shouldn't let what's commonly believed or accepted dictate necessarily what we believe. We should test the popular conception or the consensus, because wisdom is often gained by a changing or a change in the common consensus.
I agree with that.
Okay, and then I think we have one more verse. Val Tamar lichshe'ef ne esh ne shema lo tifane.
That's a nice.
Okay, so do not say, when I am free I will study, for perhaps we will never be free.
Mm-hmm. Don't procrastinate for when you retire. Okay. That's basically that.
Well, so the Yetzer Hara,
I do that already.
Yetzer Hara is telling us, don't do it now. You got something better to do.
Yeah.
So if we listen to our evil inclination, we'll put things off and we'll study Torah later.
Yeah, so next one.
Do you want to go on? Okay, so now, or if you want to go on, so now you can. Now we are back. Now we're on your sheet. Chapter 6. Okay. Hu haya omer, ein bur yira chet. So my question is, so bur, it's interesting, the Hebrew word is bur, and the English translation is bur. So what's a bur? I don't know if it comes from the Hebrew.
An ignorant.
Okay, yeah. An ignorant, uncultivated person? Is that different than an Am Haaretz? An obnoxious Am Haaretz, maybe.
Am Haaretz is a bit more complex than bur.
Okay, so what does it mean? A bur cannot fear sin.
They don't know any better. They don't know to fear sin.
How do you learn to fear sin? Well, maybe you can consequences of bad things happening, but how about sin? I was hoping somebody would say that. That is the point of our Torah. This is why part of our service is devoted to reading Torah, because it's the educational part of our service. We're learning how to do the right thing, hopefully, God willing. Okay. V'lo am haaretz chasid. And a am haaretz, an ignorant person, cannot be a righteous person. The same reason. Okay. V'lo habayshan lamed.
Which means that you can't learn anything if you are too embarrassed to ask questions.
Okay.
To try to ask questions.
V'lo ha'kapadan milamed.
And if you are too rigid and too structured and too harsh, you can't teach anything to anybody else.
Does that also mean impatient? Pakdan, impatient person? Yeah. Okay.
Kapdanut has to do with being too specific, but you could use whatever negative adjective that you want for the context of study.
Okay. V'lo kol hamarbe bischora machkim.
Which basically means that your money doesn't say anything about your wisdom.
And don't devote all your time or too much time excessively to business at the expense of Torah study.
If you are getting richer, doesn't mean that you are getting wiser.
And finally, uvimkom she'en anashim hishtadel lehiot ish. Okay, in a place where there are no people, no righteous, no stand-up community leaders, strive to be that yourself. It's our obligation to try to lead a community when there's no leader.
Or when you recognize lack of humanity, try yourself to be humane as much as you can.
Okay, toda rabba.
Thank you very much, Rabenu. We'll continue our service on page 374. Please rise as we open the ark to return the Torahs.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל
At this point of our service, we take a moment to acknowledge mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise. If you are during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloishim, please rise. If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise and remind us who you are remembering.
I'm Lila Pesner, and it's my uncle Julius Leitner, who was 106 months when he passed away.
May his memory be a blessing.
I'm Sarah Douglas, and I remember my mother-in-law, Doreen Overday.
Now, if you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise and remind us who you are remembering. Now you can support our fellows on page 598. While sitting or standing, joining us with your voices and your hearts for Mourner Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמה דברה חילותה, בהמליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב באמרו אמן. יש מי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דא אמירם בעלמה באמרו אמן. יש למה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל באמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל באמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. זיכרונם לברכה. You may be seated. So, next Shabbat, next Saturday morning, Shabbat morning, we are going to host in our services the Acapella Ensemble. I don't know if you have heard them, but they basically sing a cappella. And, well, that's their name, right? And that's what they do. So they are... If they have a different name, I would say the different name and what they do, right? But I'm not sure that everybody knows what a cappella means. You know, everybody knows. You are totally right. Yes. So we are not going to accompany them when they are singing. So they are going to deliver a musical sermon. They will join us for lunch and learn, and then they will do a short. Not too short, a concert for us. A concert for us, I think it's going to be wonderful. I encourage you to come, and I encourage you to bring some friends and some people with you so we can enjoy together a different and special Shabbat. With all that said, we are going to conclude our service on page. What? With a cappella. I'm not going to give you much information. Short announcements. Please read our tablet. Miriam makes them wonderful, concise, colorful, so you get to know all the information and all the things that are happening at TVT. For example, that we have our adult B'nai Mitzvah coming up very soon at the end of the month, and that we have also Mark Doliner, the scholar in residence, coming on that same day to TVT in the afternoon. Page 625, Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nida Lehed Nasa V'chezo Kol Asay Elech Shemo Nikra.
אחד והן שני, לאה שלו, לאה חבירה, ולי ראשית ולי תכלית, היי ולא ההוס והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גולי, וצריך לי והצרה, והוא ניסי ומתנוץ לי, ונת כוסי ויומק להי ויהו, אפקיד רוחי, ותשען וההירה, והן רוחי גביעתי, אדוני לי ולא יראה. Adonai os le'amo item. May God give us the strength to create peace. Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Yaradai dai, 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 yaradai dai. It works. It does.
Okay.
It worked.
Shabbat Shalom.
Get back.